Hey. Hopefully this is all going well. I'm still not great at the live streaming. So, doing my news video today, and all right. You'll notice I played with the features a little bit and learned a couple things. Now, it is June 25th, and there's a lot been going on in the news. I really don't want to go into a lot of detail on politics or the BLM or any of that. So I guess to get started with the most important question that I know everyone is curious about. What do I smell like? I know. Well, I have Beard Guy's Beard Balm, which makes my beard have a citrus smell, and it's nice and soft. Now, for my neck and chest, I have English leather, just classic, which I know you're all curious about it. And of course, just for deodorant, I have the Old Spice, which means, what do I smell like? Add the whiskey and I smell like your grandfather if he's drunk. Anyways, actually, the first story I would like to talk about is Bubba Wallace. I know. Now, to be fair, when I heard the story, my assumption was not a hoax and not a hate crime. Call me naive. Now, my guess was someone on his team was playing a joke. Someone was just trying to be a funny asshole. Which, I've done it before. So, imagine this. You have a roommate named Rob the roommate. And you rub butter on the kitchen floor between the refrigerator and the trash can, right? So roommate Rob runs in there and he slips in the butter. Boom, falls on his ass. Ha 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 ha. Laughter, funniness ensues. You got a GoPro set up to get all the action so you can upload it to your YouTube channel. It's just good, clean fun. Well, clean and buttery. The problem is, Rob the roommate, when he slips in the butter, he grabs a hold of the counter, dislocates his shoulder, tears his ACL because he slides the other direction, and then, boom, breaks his nose, knocks out two of his teeth. Oh. Now, he's possibly going to lose his job because he can't work, he doesn't have sick days saved up, and he's going to miss his softball tournament, which he has been excited about and working hard and practicing for months. So, are you going to Rob, I am so very sorry. I was just trying to have some fun. No. When you find out what happened, you're going to delete that footage and be like, oh man, that's so terrible. How, act of God, how did the floor get wet? Oh man, I am so sorry that happened to you. Anything I can do? Right? So my thoughts were, especially because this happened right after the banning of the Confederate flag, I'm thinking one of his teammates hung up a noose and was like, uh-oh, Bubba, they're going to come and get you. They're blaming you for the Confederate flag thing. Better be careful. And then 30 minutes later, laughing, like, no, I put that there. You should have seen your face. You were as pale. You went so pale, you were whiter than I was. Ha 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 ha. Fun. But then he saw it and he legit got scared, had a panic attack, and fucking called the cops. And then the buddy's like, I don't know how that news got there. That was my assumption. Now, it looks as though it might not actually be a noose. Or if it is a noose, it's something that's common. And I know he's walked back some of the statements and some of the claims, and I don't think he pulled a Jussie Smollett. I think he was a little on edge because of the Confederate flag thing. He saw that, pissed him off, and he was like, okay, assholes. He probably never noticed it before. And then he's like, all right, fine. You guys want to be dicks? And then went to the news about it. That's my guess. Could be wrong. But, I think so. Now, should he be canceled? No, I don't think people should be canceled. I wouldn't call him a hoaxer. That's seems a bit much. But here's what kind of bugs me a little bit. When the story came out, a lot of people instantly were like, Jussie Smollett, or the dude that pulled that shit at his restaurant, the former NFL player. One of those, right? And, sorry. And then, this guy's a piece of shit asshole, fake hate crimes. And then there's a crowd that's like, everyone's racist, America's awful. I would like to not be either of those. But sometimes you just get a gut feeling. I hope it's not like a planned hoax. I hope it's just people being overly sensitive and butthurt. But you never know. I touched on this in a previous video, the Aunt Jemima one. When people take things too far, I talk about the Me Too movement. This is another example of that. Angry Joe Vargas on YouTube, apparently like 24 people, apparently like 24 people got Me Too'd, and varying levels of credibility. But there's a group of people that all jumped in on they're all Harvey Weinstein. And then the bunch of people that jumped in and they're all Amber Heard. I hope people can look at things case by case. I worry that we're getting more and more tribal. I hate that. The next thing I would like to go over is the lovely Mia Khalifa. Now, I'm a huge fan of her work after the adult industry, and I'm a huge fan of her work in the adult industry. Now, this kind of falls into the lumping everything together. She was in the adult business for about 90 days, and she made a decent amount of money, but not a lot. And she had one particular Me Too experience that she went through. Oh, and trigger warning, because this covers adult stuff. So she had a photo shoot that she felt very pressured, and it was very dehumanizing and disrespectful. This is after she had done adult things on camera. And a lot of people are giving her some shit about it. Like, you don't get to be, all sensitive about this when you've done that. They pulled the same shit with, I can never remember her name. She did the Big Love show. And she felt like she was doing too much nudity. And this is after she did Brown Bunny. Brown Bunny, a big Hollywood movie where she did unsimulated acts, and it hurt her career. People shit on her like, you can't complain about doing nudity when you've done that. No, I'm pretty sure it's her body. Yeah, if she doesn't feel like doing it, she doesn't fucking feel like doing it. Chill. So people really came down on Mia Khalifa. Now, there was a particular tweet. I'm not going to pull it on the screen, but let me go ahead and read it just to be... really? I fucking hate Twitter. Anyways, so she told her story, what she experienced, and the bad that came from it. Now, it's led to some good stuff, and that's great. Bella Danger, she shared her story about how great it is and how wonderful it is and how the industry is nothing but awesome for her. Basically saying Mia is a lying piece of shit. No, everything is not one way or the other. Now, I'm a big proponent of that industry. I think in many, many ways, it is a very positive community for females. There's a certain industry, there's a certain company out of San Francisco that does very niche stuff, wrestling type stuff. And everyone that works with them has great times. It's female run. Females are paid, treated with great respect. There's a company out of Arizona that doesn't treat their females very well, and that's known. Miami has two big ones, one positive, one negative. So yeah, it's a give and take. So someone gets on Twitter and they say, I was thinking about getting into the industry, but I don't want to now after hearing your story. And Mia Khalifa flat out says, no. Do not. I'm not against that industry. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying this is my experience. Fucking learn from it and make sure you don't make the mistakes I made. Seems pretty reasonable. Now, the reason why I got on this subject and really even decided to throw her into the video was what brought me there. There was a death hoax. And they used to do these all the time for certain people. Bill Cosby used to get one every 2-3 years. But, hell, Abe Vigoda's been getting death hoaxes since the 80s. He has passed away in the last 5 years. Thank you, Fish. Well, she responded by not freaking out, not being all butthurt or anything. She responded with a tweet, and I thought it was perfect. I'm keeping track of who has sent me condolence flowers. That was it. And reading that is when I got stuck on her Twitter page and just saw all the backlash of the shit. She's been given a very hard time for speaking about the industry in both positive and negative lights. You got the one side that wants her to be super, it's all evil, patriarchy. And then the other side that's like, it's the greatest thing ever. Because she tells her version of the truth, what she believes to be true, and her honest experiences, she gets shit on by both sides. But I like that when someone's willing to speak the truth. But yes, I put a trigger warning on the bottom because I'm discussing adult stuff. Now, as for doing this live, I'm kind of enjoying it. I speak more freely. I don't have to worry about editing as much. Depending on how long I go, I may download it and then run it through an editor and clean it up, make it shorter, easier to consume. But we'll see. It's really hot in here, but I had to put on the Hawaiian shirt because they tried to cancel Weird Al because this has become a dog whistle for white supremacy. Come on, people. It's nothing new that shit like this happens, but now it makes it to CNN and MSNBC and shit like that. And people have to know that it's bullshit. They have to know. There's no way journalists can be that bad at their fucking job. But maybe they are. By the way, Panda is pouting. I wouldn't let him get his own fucking screen for the live stream. He's a little butthurt because the banner kind of covers up his face, but he's always quiet. He never wants to say anything anyways. But yes, it's okay to be white. Okay. Why was that so controversial? Well, because people assumed it was anti-black. It wasn't. It was 4chan. It was good old Mr. Anon coming up with the most innocent statement he can think of and putting it out there to see how much people would freak out. Just like does not mean anything bad. And people got got banned from the Chicago Cubs. First of all, this is the circle game, which is why you see so many people popping it up on camera. They've been doing it forever. Sometimes they'll do it sometimes it's like this, right? Or that, but it's the circle game. People have been doing it since I was in middle school. So basically since Lincoln was president. Drinking milk. Racist. You're being trolled. You are making people laugh at you and making no one take you seriously. Now, fortunately, Weird Al is one of those people that would really, really have to fuck up pretty badly to be canceled. But doesn't stop people from trying. I mean, hell, Adam Driver, they wanted to cancel him because he joined the Marine Corps after 9/11. That's Islamophobic. Now, you may see I've got a veteran hat, and Panda does too. Now, granted, he didn't fight in the same war, but, he's been through some shit, all right? There was a pretty badass dude that I went through BCT, a basic training with. And this guy, I'll just call him GQ because that's what he had for his Instagram name many, many years ago. It's not now, so don't go looking him up, fuckers. So he was Iraqi. He was from Bath. I want to say Bath. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, brother. You can correct me. Now, this dude was a fucking attorney. Went to law school, all this stuff. Sweet. And being from an area where Hussein's shit. Oh, yeah. I'm discussing the war. Trigger warning. I really like this banner. I played with the features. I'm having fun. Well, he fucking was a interpreter. So he went out on missions. He went on patrol. He was out and about with a light cav unit in his home country. And there was an incident with a sniper. And someone saved his life. Pretty badass stuff, right? Now, he served as an interpreter because it wasn't for the money. He was making less than he was as an attorney. And he could have gone somewhere else and done this. But no, he chose to be an interpreter because he wanted to serve his nation. He wanted to help free his people from an evil dictator. Well, the same dude who saved his life from the sniper did not make it back home. So, after his 4th year as a Terp, he came to the United States, moved to Baltimore, Maryland. So did he go there and practice law? No. He went there, and then he enlisted in the United States Army to join the cavalry. And I went through basic training with him. And we stayed in touch for a while. I thought I was pretty knowledgeable on religions. I think so. I thought what little bit I knew about Islam and Sikhism made me more tolerant and less offensive to those around me who were just like, oh, blah, 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 shouting slurs and whatnot. I don't trust him. Yeah, I trust him more than I trust you, so fuck you. Well, he schooled me on a lot of stuff when it came to his faith. A lot of misconceptions of mine. Maybe someday I'll talk about that, but like in an interview or whatnot. I don't know. Well, anyways, someone serving in the military, I've known, I couldn't even venture a guess how many soldiers I've interacted with and served with. Most of them have, at least in their mind, extremely unique reasons for joining. A lot of times families involved, necessity, honor, pride. Not all the reasons are good, not all the reasons are bad. But you want to cancel Adam Driver because he chose to serve his country. And he was motivated so by a terrible, terrible thing that unless you're Elon Omar, you view it as a bad thing. And unless you're a crazy conspiracy theorist, it was perpetrated by members of a particular religion. I served alongside people who followed that religion. Pretty sure serving in the military doesn't mean you're an Islamophobe. And if it does, I know a pretty good number of Muslim Islamophobes then. But yes, that's why I wanted to wear the Hawaiian shirt, and I brought it up earlier than I actually had planned because it's really fucking hot in here. All right. Oh yeah, it's okay to be white, okay symbol, all that stuff. There are actual, real dog whistles out there, and chances are you're not going to know them because they vary by location, and as soon as they get out there, then they really just kind of get overlooked and people move on. Now, I'm old. I remember when I first found out I was leaving Europe, and when I got to the States after, what was it, 9 months in a particular part of the country, I was going to relocate to Baltimore. Now, this was a particular time before the days of the internet. The Berlin Wall had come down fairly recently. And one of the jokes everyone was making, and this was before I got back to the States, was, be careful when you sneeze, because you could go, and that could be some gang symbol, and you'll get shot. Or better not like any sports teams, because, if you wear the Cowboys and the Bloods will get you, and if you wear the 49 or the Bulls, then the Crips will get you. And Dad, my father is a Green Bay Packers fan. It's like, yeah, they'll just wear the Packers. Oh, then everyone thinks you're in folk, which I don't know if that made it everywhere or if they're still around. It was a very dated thing. By the time it made it around to fucking European jokes, it probably didn't apply to those specific communities anymore. I remember Doc Martens was a thing, right? If you wore Doc Martens, people would look at you funny. So how you laced them, whether you wore yellow laces, white laces, or red laces, they all said different things. Green, and yeah. Oh, yeah. All kinds of craziness. These dog whistles, by the time you hear about them and they're being reported, it's not a thing anymore. Just grow the fuck up, people. All right. After Prison Show. After Prison Show's a great channel. I very much think you should check it out. Good stories, pretty good content. There's some stuff that's less entertaining than other stuff. Well, apparently there's some drama about one of the guys from the past, Danny. He made a call out video of Joe, the guy who runs After Prison Show. So during the story time, apparently they were going to make a movie about Danny's life. A particular producer who goes unnamed and a particular actor who goes unnamed. They had already secured millions of dollars. I want to say 5, which is a start, worth of funding. And the movie got canceled because the lead actor, the one who's going to portray Danny, they found out he was a Trump supporter and they pulled the plug on the movie. Real shit. And this is coming from people that are not fucking Trump fans. And it made me roll my eyes and laugh at the same time. Because, seriously. Now, I had a little Twitter beef earlier today when I went to pull up Mia Khalifa's tweets. I saw that and it just made me chuckle. So, Right Wing Watch. They are a very, very biased. They pretend to be journalists, but what they do is they push propaganda and spout opinions. Got it. There are, what is it? One American News, the one that fucking football coach got in trouble for wearing a shirt. They seem to be about the same. Fox News during the Bush administration was very extremely biased. They actually seem to be a lot less biased these days. My opinion. They are biased. Everyone's biased, but they're a lot less biased than before. So anyways, Jared Holt. Fucking love the guy, hate the guy. I don't care. I got no real opinion on him. But he was shit-talking Tim Pool, saying Tim Pool's not a journalist. And I basically called him out and said, you're not a fucking journalist. And Right Wing Watch isn't. It's fucking TMZ for people with less intelligence. Because at least TMZ's a little upfront and honest about, hey, we're not actually news. We're entertainment. That's what Right Wing Watch is. It's not news. Fuck off. You don't like it? Don't care. And you know, a couple people were like, well, why don't you watch Tim Pool then? Blah, blah, blah. Again, not defending Tim Pool. I do like Tim Pool. Don't agree with Tim Pool a lot. But I like Tim Pool. He admits when he's wrong most of the time. And he's wrong a lot of the time. But like the second or third reply is, this guy retweets Holocaust deniers. Now, let me throw up the trigger warning here. I retweet a lot of people. Sometimes because I agree with it, sometimes because it made me laugh, sometimes because I think more people need to see it. I do not go through every single person past in history before I retweet what they have to say. I assume that the statement I'm retweeting that statement. I'm not endorsing anyone's lifestyle. I'm not condemning anyone's lifestyle. Now, I will say this. I don't really care who you are. I don't really care what you believe. For the most part, I think we agree on 80% of the things in the world. If you don't agree with that, with a good amount of people, to a decent extent, then you're probably an extremist. Most people agree on basic things. If you don't believe the Holocaust happened, and you're an actual Holocaust denier, I disagree with you strongly. Now, do I condemn you as a terrible human being? No, I just think you're really stupid on that subject. Whatever. But I'm talking about a particular news agency not being news. Now, I've been on Twitter not very long. I fucking made a video about when I made a Twitter. It's been less than 6 months. And within 5 minutes of calling someone a fucking fake journalist, someone went through all my fucking tweets and was like, okay, he retweeted this, he liked that, he liked that. He retweeted a Holocaust denier. I'm not sure who I retweeted that they're calling a Holocaust denier. I would assume it's Styx Hexenhammer 666, who I think anyone that knows him and knows me knows we disagree very, very much on certain issues. But pretty sure if you look at what I retweeted, good chance I agree with that statement. But again, doesn't matter. It's like these statues people are tearing down. Chill the fuck out. Don't worry, I'm not going to get drunk on this live stream, because I have a tendency of, when I'm talking with people, of just getting drunker and drunker and more distracted and off topic. So I have a fucking list now. So yes, fucking dog whistles, grow the fuck up. And Mia Khalifa talking about her life story. It's her life story. You don't believe it? Okay. Because she's speaking about specific people whom you know and you disagree with her assessment, or you're familiar with the situation. Okay. But her specific stories about an industry that contradict with your specific experience with an industry. Yeah. I got in trouble in Czechoslovakia once. I was a little drunk and I was a little wild, and they kind of booted me out. Yeah. They fucking put me in a car, took me to the German border, and popped me out. Got it. My dear friend and I were in Denmark, and we were drunk. I know, shocking. Well, he urinated on a tent. We were at a festival, and this cop who had a billy club, right? Back scratchers. I love them. He had a billy club. So he comes walking over and he's tapping my buddy on the shoulder. Drunk me thinks he just took a swing. So I tackle this fucking cop in Denmark. That ended real well. So my experience in Denmark is entirely different from Panda's experience in Denmark. Now, granted, he was at the zoo, he was well treated, he was a guest. Now, if you've been to Denmark, I'm assuming you had a much better time than I did. I had a lot of good times in Denmark, but I had a really shitty experience. My fault, but still. My shitty experience in Denmark does not change your good experience in Denmark. So, come on. If you catch Mia Khalifa in a lie, call her out on the lie. If she is calling out a specific person and saying untruths about them, call her out. But I mean, fuck. If she regrets her experience in the industry and she has stories about why it bothered her, unless you were there or you know the people involved, you probably don't have anything to add to the story. So move the fuck on. Oh, sorry. I fucked up a transition there. This is why it's easier to do it live and more fun. But we'll see if I'm going to re-edit and do a studio version. Now, they canceled a movie because an actor was a Trump supporter. That sounds insane and fake. It's true. It's real. This shit happens. People get so fucking tribal that they're like, nope, we're going to cancel you because of you like Orange Man. And I am sure that there are circles where people are getting canceled because they don't like Orange Man. I have people whom I love deeply and care about who have cut me out of their lives because of politics. It's not new. It's happened before. I'm a strong advocate of gay rights, and I have been for a very long time. When the United States Army authorized same-sex marriage, this was before the Supreme Court, but the Army said if you are in a state that allows it to happen, then the Army will honor that everywhere. Sounds good. Within 12 hours, I performed a marriage between two soldiers. I am not saying I am the first soldier to perform a same-sex marriage. I know that can't be true. And I'm not saying I married the first soldiers. I doubt that's true. I highly doubt that. And I doubt this, but I like to think there's a chance that I was the first soldier in the U.S. Army to perform a marriage between two soldiers in the U.S. Army. I think there's a chance on that one. Either way, I did it within 12 hours of it being legal. So, woohoo! And during that time, I remember having some very heated debates with Republicans over gay marriage. And I remember having some very heated debates with some Democrats over the fact that Obama did not support gay marriage. I always heard, this party's pro-gay, this party's anti-gay. In my experience, both parties have been pretty anti-gay, and the gay community's had a rough go for a very long time, and things have finally gotten to a pretty decent place. So, yes, that's a fucking win. But I had loved ones and valued people cut me out of their lives over gay marriage. Fast forward a decade, and I got people cutting me out of their lives for being anti-gay. Because I tend to vote Republican. It's fucked up. Tribalism bad. Muhammad Ali. Now, I will admit, when I was a younger man, I refused to call him Muhammad Ali. When I say younger man, I mean younger man. When I was early teens. And not for the reason you would think. I still not a Muhammad Ali fan. He's a great boxer, among the greatest. Also, he's a good person. I actually have sort of kind of met him. I got to see him at an event where he kind of spoke. And he came up to the person I was at the event with and kissed on the cheek. That counts as meeting, right? Well, Cassius Clay was an abolitionist. And Cassius Clay was a really good dude. did a lot of good stuff. When Muhammad Ali changed his name and said, I'm not going by my slave name anymore. And I know, decades later, I'm fucking learning about this. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's bullshit. You know, he's disrespecting an abolitionist. It's not that he changed his name, it's that I thought he disrespected Cassius Clay by calling it a slave name. So yes, fair warning, when I was like 12 to 14 years old, I was like, no, not calling him Muhammad Ali because he shit on Cassius Clay, so I'm going to shit on him. Yeah, I was one of those kids. Yeah, I was one of those kids where I thought the Confederate flag was like the most evil thing in the world. And I just could not understand that people that weren't racist supported the flag. Yeah, the world's not black and white. So Muhammad Ali's kid came out and said he does not support Black Lives Matter. And his dad would not have supported Black Lives Matter either. And his dad loved Donald Trump for decades. They were good friends, and that his dad would have voted for Trump and would support Trump, and that nothing Trump has done would have offended his black Muslim father. So you're going to cancel a movie, right? Because the lead actor, who's Hispanic, is a Trump supporter. Because you can, you know, pretend he's not Hispanic. Call him a white supremacist. Okay, sure. Can't quite cancel Kanye and call him racist, so you just call him crazy? Oh, okay. You don't hear much about the Muhammad Ali's kid. Wonder if it's because, you know, he checks 2 blocks, being black and Muslim. Guys, chill the fuck out. I don't care. Truly, I don't care what your political party is. I will argue with you. I will debate you. I will discuss things with you. I will learn from you, and I will teach you. It's good. It's healthy. I do not equate, and I believe anyone else that does equate this is wrong and stupid. I do not equate your religious, political beliefs with whether you are a good person. No, I refuse. Now, the sports team you cheer for, that I may hold a personal grudge and hate you for. I'm joking. My father is a Packers fan. Dez Bryant caught the ball. Dez Bryant caught the ball. Dez Bryant caught the ball. But yeah, I mean, come the fuck on. Shit's stupid. Let's slow down on this angry hate and just try to be a little, just a touch more reasonable. Like maybe, just maybe we can stop being assholes. All right, now I'm going to try something here. Probably going to fail, but I'm going to try. This might work. Boom. All right. See, I'm learning. By the way, Miss Allen, I want to thank you oh so very much for helping me with this program. It is a huge, huge help. Oh, sweet. It's got a little thing there. Can I go full screen? All right. Sorry, it's new. I'm testing. Ooh, that sucks. All right. I grabbed 5 memes. Just gonna go through those. I got them from Memdroid. Not sure how it's pronounced. An artist has made a glass shell for hermit crabs so he can watch what they're doing. Pervert. I like it. Makes me chuckle. Sorry, I should have hit the stop share. See, I'm learning. This is a big practice run for me. Hermit crabs. I am... Actually, I'm not gonna... That gives personal information. I have a red dog tag. People that know what that means. My allergy is shellfish. So, I generally avoid crabs. Living in Baltimore, blue crabs is a delicacy. Apparently, if you have crab cakes anywhere in the world other than Maryland, then you didn't have real crab cakes. It's just what I've heard. I don't eat. I'm allergic. Trigger warning. Now, as for crabs, I've not done a great job at avoiding them. I've just gotten extremely lucky. Because I have thus far not gotten dingle danglers. Although I have not been careful, and I probably should have gotten them a bunch of times in the past. All right. So, yeah, I'm kind of liking this. Okay, let's not. Okay. See? I'm liking doing this live, but I don't necessarily think that it's working out so great. I may want to edit this so that it looks a little better. Okay. Boom. All right. I like that. See, I can see it on the other screen. Now, if I go to full screen on that, I don't think it's going to make it much bigger. By the way, I apologize for still testing features out live. I know. Ah, see, that doesn't help. All right. By the way, the reason why I'm sharing 5 memes is to test for future when I'm discussing a story to pull in the whatnot. I took this just now. Notice any differences? Yeah, it's different angles. And it's not clean. There were 2 pictures, I'm assuming, but they cut them out of the meme. And it's not clean. And you had my car yesterday. Yes? Okay, what's the fucking question? Where the fuck is my muffler, Jessica? for people that aren't car folks, yeah, there's a fucking muffler missing. Okay, see, when I click stop sharing, it's smoother than just closing out the window. Nice. I'm learning. Thank you. Too formal with the mess. Welcome. Too formal with the miss. Oh. Well, Miss Allen seemed like manners. Yes, that is the lovely person who helped me test some features before I went live. Now, Miss and Ma'am, that has caused me some grief, but not nearly as much because of my age. It used to cause me a little bit of grief when I was younger. And it's like, oh, are you calling me old? No, ma'am. I have manners and I was raised that way. You know, sir and ma'am. I believe in it. And I say it. I think it is a dog whistle. It's a signal of saying, I mean this with respect. Now, granted, you can be sarcastic. So I'm saying, you know, when you speak to someone in person, you say sir or ma'am. Most people took it as something with respect. Now, I have had the experience of someone go, did you assume my gender? Well, I apologize. I did not mean to offend. What would you like me to say? And because I'm older now, people are like, well, you shouldn't. I understand. I've been doing it so long, it's just habit. I truly did not mean to offend you. And I mean that. Generally speaking, I've not had issues with actual reasonable people being offended. But, yeah, it happens. But yes, miss, sir, ma'am, all these things I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna teach my little ones to do. Now, yes, times change, cultures change. There are particular phrases and terms that are offensive that I heard from people that are the ones who are supposed to be offended by it. I heard it from them, and then would go home and ask my family, who is not black, yeah, I heard this and that. Yeah, don't ever say that. Okay. Damn, sorry. Why? Because it's racist. Wait. No. So-and-so's grandmother's one who told me that. She taught me that. Right, but you're not black. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony's grandmother knew that when she taught me that. She's not blind. She's just old. Shit always confused me. In my experience, if you are respectful and polite, people generally reciprocate. If you call someone sir or ma'am and they're like, I don't like that, don't do like Ben Shapiro and say, well, I'm going to go and say, technically, you can't. Shut the fuck up. Really? You want to die on that hill? Grow the fuck up. Stop being an asshole. I'm like, oh, I am sorry. I did not mean to offend you. I thought you were this. Please, what would you like? What is your name? You know, if you have a personal issue and you're like, well, I don't want to call you sir because you have breastises. All right. I apologize for calling you sir or for calling you ma'am. What is your name? Okay. Is it okay if I call you Stray Hat? Your name's Stray Hat? Okay. My name is Ben. May I call you Stray Hat? Yeah. Okay. Well, please call me Ben. Very nice to meet you. I am so sorry we got off on a bad foot. Now, about my carburetor. If you could please, right? It just seems fucking respectful and reasonable. Like, grow the fuck up, assholes. Also, read on Twitter. You really shouldn't retweet Holocaust deniers, though. Yeah, I retweet statements and tweets because I agree with them, or they make me laugh, or I think they need a wider audience. That's it. Doesn't matter who fucking sent the tweet. It's retweeting it. It's sharing it with an audience. So, sir, please stop worrying so much about canceling people. You and I disagree on a news source. Got it. Cool. Let's stick to disagreeing about the news source. It's not a battle to the death. It's an argument and discussion about a news source. I'm sure you're a lovely person, and I'm sure we agree on a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Let's stick to arguing about the news source, because I have no desire to dig into your life or who you retweet. And if I ever do that to someone, use this specific timestamp to say, hey, you're in the wrong, grow the fuck up. Because yes, I'm absolutely probably guilty of that at times. It just, you argue with someone about something and you want to just fucking find that cheat code. Find that, oh, well, Justin Trudeau had blackface. He wore blackface in 1989, and you voted for Justin Trudeau, so you're racist and you hate all black people. Yeah, man, we were just arguing about whether or not the Snyder Cut is going to be as good, better, or worse than the theatrical release. Come on. Relax, brother. All right, memes. Yes, I need to state yet again that this is a test. I'm live streaming because I can just put it out there without editing, and maybe it'll be all right, and I don't have to freak out. Because, man, I hate doing my fucking news stories. I love doing them, but I hate doing this, right? Because, you record it, right? Now, man, I'm just going to be very censored and very calm, and I try to be so non-biased and keep my opinion out that I fucking lose the point of why I want to talk about something in the first place. And then, so I have a few drinks, loosen up, fucking just talk freely. And then I can't upload it. I need to edit it. Okay, well, how could that be taken? All right, well. So yeah, just putting it out live, I get to escape all of that. Also, I'm going to be way more open and give people way more chances to fucking attack me and challenge me. So yes, in the future, and I'm not removing this, if it's not fucking online, then YouTube fucking pulled it. So someone fucking record this or something. At least this part here. If I ever fucking pull up your past tweets, or if I have to take 5 steps to fucking attack you as a person, or if I even attack you as a person, as opposed to your idea, ideal, or statement, right? If I have to stray off the topic and attack you as a human being, call me out and say, dude, we're not talking about that. I want you to tell me why this statement or this action or this specific thing, like let's stick to this specific thing, all the other shit, not applicable. So yes. By the way, I've really enjoyed doing this. So even if this does not perform well, then I'm all right with that. Now I picked out 5 fucking memes to go through, which is why this is going to be way longer than I planned, but I fucking said I'm going to go through all this. Side stories and distractions as well. Nice. By the way, everyone, check out TwizFizz. Great stuff. All right. Now, female butt. Or I assumed the gender of the butt. Regardless of the gender of the butt, it's a nice one, and a lot of it's hanging out. Now, you may be watching this on a phone or whatnot, so let me... Also, I'm sure this is not going to be good, but I do want to test out the zooming thing. I have always believed in miracles, but I had never actually witnessed one. Till I saw this angel restore this poor, blind, homeless man's sight right in front of me. And then as you scroll down, it's butt. I like it. Picked 5 memes that weren't going to be overly sexual or racist or offensive or whatnot, but hey. I like the meme. It reminds me of an Aerosmith song from an album, Honking on Bobo. eyesight to the blind or something about that. Basically, this dude is talking about how gorgeous, how fantastically attractive his woman is, right? Oh, she's so fucking fine that, man, even blind dudes, fucking eyesight is restored and they do double takes. It's, oh. Now, maybe it's a tongue-in-cheek joke about she's so fine that people pretending to be blind. Maybe it's she's so fine that she restores eyesight. All that doesn't matter. Don't care. Blah, blah, blah. It reminds me of an Aerosmith album, Honkin' on Bobo. And man, that was like a pretty fucking ballsy album to make. Aerosmith could have cashed in on this or that. Instead, they fucking chose to put out a blues album of classic, traditional, actual fucking blues, not just bluesy rock. If you're an Aerosmith fan, check out Honkin' on Bobo. If you're a blues fan and you don't have Honkin' on Bobo, then I got a question if you're actually a blues fan. Because seriously, it's fantastic. Jesus is on the main line with Sheryl Crow. That's all I got to say about that. I do love me some Aerosmith. Now, another thing that I love is a movie called Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, motherfucker, that's such a perfect movie. Now, I'm aware that it's problematic now, but side topic not to fucking go over. Now, sorry. I was in, when I was working towards my theater degree, George W. Bush was president. It's about, that's the time frame. Now, he was still on his first term. Sorry, that's how I fucking calculate time. Now, I'm a theater major, and we're doing lighting for a show, and the lighting director, supervisor, is my dear friend whom we share an apartment often. Man, fun stories about him. And so he hooked up with a person, and afterwards they had a fight, and there was an incident. And then a week before a Tennessee Williams show, these two had it out and fucking lost Uncle Pleasant, a slave character, half black, half Native American. And it came down to, this is very close to Huntington, West Virginia. Not a lot of black people that are interested in theater. We're going to have to cancel the show. Or there's someone working on that other show. You think we could use him? Maybe darken him up a little bit. whole story. Absolutely want to tell that in the future. Just gotta do it right. So yes, that was the lighting supervisor whose love for chocolate caused me to get on national news for a racial situation. Love you though. Don't think you're watching this. You're probably still pissed at me. But man, sorry. Such a fucking distraction. Anyways, fucking I wanted to fucking we were all listening to music while working. And I'm like, man, again, I want to listen to some Aerosmith, and everyone always says, no, no, no. Fucking hate rock and roll. All we want to listen to is fucking pop music and some hip hop. Because if someone fucking suggests hip hop, and everyone's like, no, I just want to fucking listen to Cher. By the way, love Cher. Don't talk shit about Cher. But yeah, they just kept fucking, like, anytime it's hip hop and people clearly don't want it, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that black music made you uncomfortable. Fuck. Fine. If I say no, we can't listen to fucking Dr. Dre, then I'm the racist. Fine. So, going between Sarah Hawkins, Cher, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Return of the Mac, Return. All right, that one was pretty catchy, but fuck, how many times can you hear that in one work shift? And no one fucking wanted to listen to my shit because, well, you know, rock and roll. Can't fucking deny Cher or you're a homophobe. Can't deny fucking Dr. Dre because then you're a racist. Oh, shit, man, I want to listen to fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan and fucking Black Sabbath. Motherfucker. Ooh. You know what? Aerosmith just put out a traditional blues album. Now, me being kind of person that's knowledgeable on stuff, if you check out my video I did about cadence, not a great video, but it gives a good heads up about how blues music, army cadences, and slave culture all are connected and, you know, call and response. Like, man, so much history. That is so awesome. So yeah, I made a fucking, yeah. Well, you know, Aerosmith did this album, even though it's going to cost them money and, you know, it's going to damage their contract. They did so because they really wanted to share the voices and the music from this time period because of racism. Right? So I worded it in a smooth way so that these fuckers they couldn't say no. And I got to fucking jam out to an entire fucking cover album of Aerosmith. Now, Honkin' on Bubba, as great as that is, you really should have done a new version of Big 10 Inch. Because fuck, I love that. And yes, every fucking time I have seen Aerosmith, all 3 times, they played Big 10 Inch. Hell, even at their Hall of Fame induction, they played Big 10 Inch. They have never done a show, according to them, They have never, ever done a show without performing Big 10-inch. Man, I love music. My last really long live stream, I was playing a new video game that I was really fucking excited about. And I was playing music in the background because, you know what? I'm not fucking worried about getting paid. I even talk about that in the fucking video. Granted, that video did get me in a lot of trouble. Because I said some things that pissed some people off. But, yeah, video's blocked. Blocked. Because of a Rolling Stones song. Really? You don't want to take the fucking paycheck? No, you just want to fucking attack me. Don't worry. I just got a few more memes, and I'm wrapping it up. There we go. All right. Burly bikers come together in court to help kids feel safe as they face abusers that hurt them. See, honestly, I think it just needs that. The other part, yeah, okay. Bikers have standards. I actually disagree with that one. I think they should have done everybody likes that. Because it makes it seem like, oh, well, bikers are low standard. But even they would. Don't worry. I'm not going to do fucking memes that give me side stories for every video in the future. Because my future live streams are going to be with a partner. He's on vacation. West Coast. Now, laws are defined by politicians, which kind of sucks. I'm not sure the solution here, though. Outlawing, if the federal level you take away mandatory minimums, I like that. I'm on board with that. Because while there will be fucking terrible human beings that say, well, I don't want 20 minutes of action to cost you 20 years of your life. Don't like it. Do not fucking like it. But that judge got to pull that bullshit one time. Then you can remove that motherfucker from office forever. All right. Mike Jones. Love the name. One of my patrons, Mike Jones. There was a rapper named Mike Jones. He asked, how does it feel to watch your evil history and statues be erased before your eyes? Well, Mike Jones, I'm not watching my evil history or evil statues be erased before my eyes. I honestly don't give a shit about the statues. I don't. What I don't like is the bullshit behind it. When people are defacing the Massachusetts regiment, the all-black regiment that they made the movie Glory about, that being defaced. Come on. You can't call it evil. General Lee fought for the wrong side. Absolutely. I do not like the Confederate flag. I will never fly the Confederate flag, and I will always view the Confederacy as a defeated enemy. Now, do I think everyone along that line is evil and racist? No. By the way, Mike Jones, if you're, I know I'm delayed, but you are more than welcome to join me on the live stream if you'd like. I would love to have a conversation with you. I mean, I'm going to be respectful and reasonable. I would hope that you could do. And while we wait on that response, but yeah, history can't be erased for me. I already know history. And I learned history in growing up in Europe. And it's in a lot of ways different. Ooh. Mike Jones got a response. It is absolutely evil and racist to own slaves. Absolutely. And I disagree with that entirely. Okay, Mike, if you could answer this, please. Are you interested in any way in joining me in this live stream? I simply ask that you don't use horrible language to, get my channel taken down, and that you actually call me out if I say something that's contradictory. But yeah, I'll respond to that while I wait for your response. 300 years from now, founding fathers will be looked upon in the same light as Hitler. Oh, I understand it's too early. No, I don't think they'll be looked at in the same light as Hitler, but I do see that as time moves on, the founding fathers are looked at in more and more negative light, which I think that in itself is a good thing. What I don't like is when you take Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Jefferson or Mr. Washington, and you take their good ideas and their honest, truthful, positive statements and erase them because of their awful, terrible, horrible shit. I think that's the mistake. I think most of them were horrible racist slave owners and terrible human beings. But Alan Turing, and I apologize if I said the name wrong, He was a homosexual. I'll get to that. Sorry, I can't just keep stopping. But yes, please keep typing. I'll get to all of them. Alan Turing was a homosexual who absolutely was a math genius, a good human being, and fantastic, and absolutely should have been remembered as a hero without erasing him being homosexual. Absolutely. I think that argument applies the other way as well. Trying to erase all the positive things Alan Turing did because he's a homosexual. Now, again, keeping morality out of it isn't that much different logically from erasing all the good things Thomas Jefferson did because he owned slaves. My buddy here, Panda, he's got some issues, but doesn't make him less soft, less cuddly, and he doesn't complain when I cry on his shoulder. Now, the next statement was minorities weren't included in the Constitution. I have argued this for a very long time. Now, I think instead of going back and rewriting laws and saying, well, we need to specify. Sorry, I just jumped to live. Okay, see, there's a slight delay. What was I saying? Oh, I think the Constitution, when it states all men or all this. Now, Mr. Jones, you are absolutely correct that the way it was interpreted, and probably, I'm going with probably, almost guaranteed, intended was all men applied to all whites. I agree. Fucked up. Wrong. But rather than going and adding an amendment saying, hey, all the past amendments apply to white people or black people or yellow people. Yeah, let's just take those really fucking good amendments, those smart things that they intended for all white people, and let's apply them to all people. I think that's reasonable. That I think everyone wants that. I think everyone wants people to be treated equal. Now, you don't give people praise because they're part of evolution. I'm not sure how long you've been watching, Mr. Jones, sir. I think I covered this earlier. Now, if you go back and watch, you can call me out if I'm lying. I think earlier I was talking about retweeting people or sharing a thought from someone. And that doesn't mean everything about that person is good. Praising someone because they're part of evolution, I gotta say, you're not wrong. Praising Christopher Columbus, who was an evil person who did awful, terrible things. Man, I don't like that. I don't like Christopher Columbus. I think he's an awful human being. Now, he represents this or that, blah, 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 whatever. Don't care. Not that concerned about it. I do think everyone should be taught that Christopher Columbus did a wonderful, great thing, but he was a piece of shit in a lot of other ways. Now, but yeah, I think that coincides with my earlier statements. Yeah, fucking awful, terrible fucking people do shit that's correct. And everything was intended for whites. Yes. I believe that's a fair statement. Probably 85% higher accurate. There is evidence that Thomas Jefferson was against slavery, and the reason why he owned his slaves was because he didn't trust other people to care for them. And again, that could be bullshit lies trying to make him look better. But I'm fairly certain a large majority of those motherfuckers were racist as fuck. That time period, pretty much everyone was racist as fuck. But let's not erase their good things because they're fucking terrible fucking racists. Now, you want to remove their statues because they're fucking terrible fucking racists. Present that argument. There's a good chance I'm going to agree with you on a lot of that. I do think a lot of these statues should be removed. I just don't think that a fucking angry mob pulling statues down is a solution. I think that creates issues. I think a lot of people view these statues as symbols as opposed to people. And a lot of people view them as people as opposed to that. Now, see, brother, Mr. Jones, my apologies. I know there's a delay. But yeah, I don't believe in praising people because of a few actions they did were good. Everything was intended for whites? Yes, because those people were racist as fuck. Doesn't mean we should take away the ideas of all men are created equal. Yeah, they meant all white men were created equal, but fuck them. All men are created equal. That's a good idea. Sir, may I please ask what the nice cliche is? Also, one of the many lies of American history. I apologize, there's a delay, at least on my end. Now, how can they be religious and racist at the same time? Well, they can be religious and racist at the same time because, in my experience as a person who practices religion, most practitioners of religion don't know anything about the religion they're practicing. They simply parrot and rehash what they think that religion is supposed to be. There's a reason why there are Muslim faiths killing each other. There's a reason why there were Christian faiths killing each other. There's a reason why there are huge, passionate debates amongst the Jewish community. Like, the labels keep getting smaller and smaller because beliefs are getting more and more specific. But yeah, on a broad, take 5 steps back, you can be religious and evil. We've been seeing it for thousands of years, at least. They were deluded psychopaths. A lot of people were. And symbols of white supremacy. And again, Mr. Jones, sir, there's a delay, so shit gets kind of crappy. Let's take the Confederate flag that I strongly dislike. There are people that say it's Southern pride. It's not technically, because that's not the Confederate flag that you're flying, it's the Virginia battle flag. The flag you're flying came into prominence in the 1930s and 40s while ending segregation was a thing. The flag you are using as Southern pride, and a very surprising large number of Black Southerners fly the flag and celebrate the flag. They say it's Southern pride. Now, I look at that flag, and then I look at history, I'm like, yeah, that's bullshit. You're fucking ignorant. Ignorance, not an insult. It just means you're lacking knowledge. And yeah, but it's what they were taught. It's what they know. And that flag to them means Southern pride. I'm proud of being a Southerner. Soul Food and Dirty South and Aunt Jemima and all these fucking powerful parts of the South. Southern Baptist. Mr. Jones, I apologize if I'm assuming your race. But I'm guessing you're white and not Southern Baptist. I am not Southern Baptist, and in many circles, I'm not white. But Black Southern Baptist is a thing, and yes, they absolutely celebrate being Southern. And slave history is part of their culture that they celebrate. Definitely not white. Okay, sir. Thank you for responding to that. But may I please ask what cliche you're referencing? And who are the deluded psychopaths? And what are the symbols of white supremacy? I'm sorry. That's why I wanted to do a live chat. By the way, thank you absolutely. Thank you very, very much for taking part, for joining in, and you have not been disrespectful to me. And I hope I've not been disrespectful to you. Also, the whole definitely not white. I spent a lot of time with non-white people from a foreign location. Don't worry, dear, I'm not gonna spill the beans. And outside of the US, in certain Asian countries, they consider Hispanic people white. Also, Barack Obama, 2010, I was working for the US Census Bureau. It wasn't 2010, but it was building up to the 2010 census, all right? Stop yelling at me. Barack Obama got Hispanic taken off as a race, right? So that all Hispanic people were considered on the census as white. Now, why? Well, obviously, political reasons. It prevents people from forming district lines to cut Hispanic people out. Now, the Hispanic people get to vote among the white people when you cut out the lines. That's why Obama did it. Now, when doing the census interviews, people got fucking pissed. I'm not white. And Census Bureau, you're not allowed to go off script at all. And all I want to do is say, dude, if you're counted as white, then they can't fucking separate you from the white votes. But no, can't do it. So I just got yelled at and screamed at a bunch. But yes, white. I am sometimes categorized as white. I'm sometimes categorized as something else. The United States government does not consider me 100% white. The Belgian government does not consider me white at all. Neither does Peru. But again, see, this would be so much easier if you were just online with me. By the way, I see I have 2 viewers. Who's the other one? Don't worry. I'm not interested in debating. I am very, very interested in having conversations with people that I agree and disagree with. I want to learn. I want to grow. All right. Well, while waiting on that, let's do the next meme. All right. Now, this meme is me at a BLM protest. I love titties of all colors. Now, growing up in Europe, I honestly thought racism was done in the United States. I thought the US was the least racist country. And we still had to deal with anti-Semitism in certain countries in Europe. And there was some very strong racism in Algeria and South Africa. Oh, man. Shit's still not solved because they're still extremely racist. Only now it's flip-flopped. So maybe they'll spend the next 50 years punishing white people for how fucking racist South Africa was against black people. I mean, fucking China, racist as fuck. Still today, actually. Just look at a Star Wars poster. But yeah, then I got to the United States, and it's like, what? I get to Baltimore, and it's like, what? Wait, what? What the fuck? Seriously? You guys haven't fixed this shit yet? So yeah. Racist? Me? No. Asshole? Yes. Offensive? Absolutely. I judge everybody harshly, badly. I look at you and I just assume, in a lot of ways, the worst. But man, I fucking hate when race or religion or culture used to be color, class, and creed. A long time ago. That shit, fuck off. All right, we're making a new movie, and the lead character is, black. Yeah, fuck off. Don't care. Gay. Wait, is this a porn? No? Fuck off. Don't care. Like, if you describe a character as blah. Mr. Jones, you replied with question marks. Okay. Mr. Jones, you stated nice cliche. May I please ask you, sir, what was that nice cliche? Also, LeBron James. I'm not sure how long you've been watching. I defended him while talking shit about him earlier. I'm a LeBron James fan to a certain extent. Also, hopefully this isn't, well, you know what? Yeah, it is putting you on the spot, but fuck you, man. We're having a chat. It'd be so much easier if we could just, you don't gotta show your face. Just jump on and fucking do voice thing and be easier. But yeah, cliche. I do speak in cliches a lot. I am a fan of cliches because they're common phrases. I grew up with the European Brothers Grimm. That shit was very, very, very cliched. Man, I remember showing my kids Dirty Harry. I'm like, Lethal Weapon. And just quoting like a million other movies. And like, motherfucker, This came first. They're fucking copying this. Fuck you and your cliches. It's cliche now, but it wasn't then. I do have that habit, Mr. Jones. Also, if calling you Mr. Jones is offensive, then that's not intended. Now, you might be responding to my BLM titties comment. If that's the case, then fuck you, dude. You missed a chance of responding a bunch of times to a bunch of other stuff. All right, so, man, see, I'm supposed to be fucking jumping offline. Oh, that's a new one to respond to. Jefferson raped a lot of slaves. Not a good example. Absolutely. I have heard the story multiple different ways. Jefferson, was he a pro? I was taught in Europe that Jefferson wanted to free the slaves and wanted it in the Declaration of Independence, and they told him no. And Jefferson was all about the brown punana. Jefferson loved black people. And he did not fucking release his slaves, but they lived in the house with him. And like they were treated amazing, and he gave them land and property and blah, blah, blah. Like I was taught in Europe that Jefferson was like the most pro-black, anti-slavery dude ever. And then years later, it was Jefferson raped slaves and this and that. I don't know. Either one could be true. Either one sounds reasonable. The fact that he did not remarry for so long, and he had so many kids with the same slave, and the fact that the slaves did have very good accommodations, makes me think that while today's standards, he was probably pretty fucking racist. By those standards, he was probably extremely progressive. My judgment on Thomas Jefferson, I'm assuming he was a fucking racist slave owner, slightly too far to the right in some areas, way too Francophobic. Knowing the history of Jefferson, summing him up as whether he's good or bad, fuck. A lot of good, a lot of bad. I probably think I would err on the side of he's a piece of shit. Now, the Declaration of Independence is awesome. The policies he implemented as president are awesome. If you apply the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution to all people, regardless of race, religion, or sexuality, then I think the first 10 amendments of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are fucking perfect. But I think that's exactly why Jefferson is a good example. Jefferson's got a lot of good shit. Do we take away all his good shit just because he's My apologies. I don't know how that happened. I'm not sure what was cut off. I think Jefferson is a great example because he had some great ideas. Now, do we take away his great ideas because he was a fucking racist slave owner piece of shit? No. I think Democritus proposed the theory of the atom. And because he disagreed with Aristotle on political matters, we went thousands of years before we actually accepted that the atom was a thing. We went on with the world's made up of four forces: earth, water, fire, and air. Because Democritus had political beliefs that were shitty. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Democritus and whether he fucked goats. He proposed the idea of the atom, and motherfucker's right. So yeah, is Jefferson a piece of shit? Yeah, let's have that talk. Do we ignore what Jefferson did that was good? No. Stupid racist slave owner asshole did some good shit. Let's not take away the good shit. Already covered religious at the same time. I'm not sure about that. All right. I'm going to make an assumption. Please, at least fucking say in the chat if I'm right or not. You are, I'm guessing, saying that these statues are symbols of white supremacy. Now, you're not wrong if you're referencing the statues. A lot of those statues do represent a time period or a place or a person who did bad things. They also did good things and represent good stuff, right? So, which one does that mean? How do you come to a compromise? Well, they built that statue at this time, and that time was, dude, I'm with you. I got it. As I covered in my Aunt Jemima video, Mr. Jones, please watch. Not now because I'm trying to have a discussion with you. Aunt Jemima is racist. Yes. Is it intended to be racist? I don't think they've intended it to be racist for a very long time. Should it be changed? Yes. Should you be able to force someone to change it on the spot? All that does is create backlash. Like, come on. A lot of people were butthurt and offended about the military bases being named after Confederate generals. Okay. I understand that. You're wrong. You have no reason to be offended because you don't know why they're named that. I covered that in a previous video, my cadence video. Now, we have helicopters and tanks and vehicles named after defeated and units, named after defeated enemies, right? The M3 Lee was named after General Lee because he was a strong, powerful enemy that was defeated. So we named that tank after him to celebrate we defeated a strong enemy. The Apache helicopter, Kiowa helicopter, fucking all the different units that are named after different places, even the Marines' fucking little theme song, Halls of Montezuma. It's all about, most of the Marines' fucking theme song is about people that beat their ass and defeated them. So that's why they sing about them, to get them motivated to not be defeated again. Right? It's not about honoring General Lee as a person. It's about saying, hey, General Lee, pretty good fucking general. By the way, Fort Lee, pretty close to where his land was. We named it after him. You know why? So that every motherfucking time I drive on Fort Lee, I'm like, hey, used to be General Lee's land. Why isn't it now? Oh, that's right. Because we beat his ass. Kind of an asshole thing to do, but I like it. Also, the Arlington Cemetery, we fucking built that there because it was General Lee's fucking property. It was his front fucking yard. It's like, hey, you're either going to have to move, or every fucking morning when you eat your fucking breakfast, you're going to have to look at a fucking cemetery to remind you, look at all those motherfuckers we killed. Yeah. Beat your ass, bitch. So yes, the statues are symbols. They are. But they mean different things to different people. Now, I believe Washington Redskins need to fucking change their name. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think Washington Redskins should change their name. I do. I think a racial fucking slur is bad. I don't like it. Now, Cleveland Indians annoys me. But no, Indians isn't racist. It's just stupid and incorrect. The Confederate flag isn't racist. It's just stupid and incorrect. You know, if you fucking learn some history, you would laugh at calling natives Indian, and you would laugh at the flag they're trying to claim as the Confederate flag. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. Indians isn't offensive to the Native American community for the most part. Offends me. I don't fucking say American Indian. But just because it offends me doesn't mean I'm going to speak for the community. Florida Seminoles. Well, that's actually honoring the tribe, and it's not fucking fine. Like it, don't like it. Reasonably, it's fine. Redskins? Really? Reasonably would Coon Lips be an appropriate name for a sports team? Oh, damn it. Sorry. Forget I said that. Would Coon Lips be appropriate for a sports team name? Well, sure, it might have been offensive at the time, but After all these years, people have accepted. Fuck you. No. Washington Redskins. Change your fucking name. Change it. Anyone that disagrees, well, you're wrong. You are excusing racism. Now, anyone that argues against a statue being taken down, okay, to a certain level, you're arguing against racism. So you better have a good explanation on why that statue represents more good than bad. That's my thoughts on that. But, again, brother, let me know. See, man, I'm a bit drunk. Been going on a bit longer than planned, but fuck yeah. I love you presenting me with stuff. And yeah, people gonna fucking try to cancel me for it later, but I'm being honest, and I think I'm being respectful. All right, Mr. Jones, you are definitely not white. Awesome. It doesn't matter. Which is offensive in and of itself. I don't think your opinion matters more or matters less based on your race. I think your experience gives context into your opinion, but it doesn't make it more or less valuable. Sorry, just trying to fucking angle this right. See, I like these patches doing the thing. Just wanna, yeah. I think your experience gives context. Earlier in this video, I was talking about Khalifa. Now, her experience adds some context. You might notice I never described her race or never brought it up because it doesn't matter. It's not part of the conversation. Now, I'm assuming you're saying definitely not white because I made a statement assuming your race or describing my race. But I don't think race should be a thing. And your last statement, which was a long ass time ago, was that. Now I'm hoping you haven't fucking bounced away and avoided the conversation. The invitation is always here. I would love to have a live stream with you, have a conversation with you. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook. The links are in my About page. I very, very much appreciate the questions and the comments. I hope my answers gave some context to my thoughts and feelings And absolutely, this went on longer than planned. But I'm all right with it. I'm going to try to not be overly personal or emotional. All right, let's just check this real quick. So I'm thinking that what gave me the viewer, not the viewer, the commentator, the person I was speaking with, was the Holocaust denial and the destruction of statues. I think they're both tied together. People do and say shitty things. And yes, there's some garbage fucking people that did some shit. Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, these are both stories written by monsters. Should we hate the story? No, I don't think. I think the story is still the story. I had some very good experiences in Denmark. I don't think those good experiences are erased because of the one incident where the cops beat my ass. Oh, man, they beat my ass. But yeah, if I retweet a Holocaust denier, which I don't think I did, but if I did, I can promise I didn't retweet a Holocaust denial. Or if I retweet a person who's a fucking piece of shit in one way or another, okay. Can we focus on the statement that I retweeted and not the person and everything behind what they've done? And maybe applying that to the statues. I just think it should be a city council thing. Because even though as much as I want certain things to be fucking torn down and destroyed, the minute we do that because I think it's right, now I gotta start explaining why me thinking that's right doesn't mean you can do that because you think it's right. Fucking Constitution. I like it. Let's follow it. All 10 fucking amendments apply to all races, religions, sexualities, orientations, genders. Like, the fuck? If any of the first 10 amendments have anything saying this specific group of people, yeah, then it's wrong. Wrong. All right. See, I covered all my stuff. I got my big sidetrack. Let's see what's going on Twitter, because fuck it. So I've got pretty good eyesight. I don't wear my glasses in the streams because that. Now I've adjusted camera angles and different things to try to limit that. But shit happens. All right, so basically I'm now just stalling to give Mike Jones an opportunity to respond to stuff. That's all. Now, I'm gonna fucking jump on Twitter. Whatever makes you idiots feel like you're getting woke points. Well, thank you. I wasn't aware that I was that woke. Holocaust deniers. Yeah. Not a fan of that. My Little Pony fans are ready to admit they have a Nazi problem. Really? All right, now, I got to admit, all right, sorry, something was held likely as spam. I'll get to the fucking My Little Pony thing in a minute. The Aunt Jemima thing. It was viewed as probable spam. Whew. That's a long fucking statement. All right, I'm hoping this works. I'm assuming it doesn't, so I'm going to do a screenshot just because. All right. Mama. Don't judge me. Also, I am pretty sure this is a terrible idea. For the record, pretty sure this is a terrible idea. This is a fucking screenshot of a fucking conversation. I don't know what it says, so it may be super offensive. Whoops, let's not do that. All right. Aunt Jemima, one of the longest running trademarks in the history of advertising, flows in parts from a minstrel song, a genre whites used for generations to make black people appear dim-witted, lazy, or happy-go-lucky. I disagree partially. While I believe you're right on the image of Aunt Jemima, as I covered in my video, Aunt is a title given to house slaves, just like uncle. I also explained in that video why they thought it was a positive thing, because they're stupid. But yes, I agree, Aunt Jemima, racist. The Aunt Jemima I grew up seeing, overweight, grinning, wearing a headscarf, was animated by Nancy Green, whom the Aunt Jemima website describes as a storyteller, cook, and missionary worker, conveniently leaving off the fact she was born into slavery, and that the very character is a mammy stereotype of black slave women. Okay. So what the fuck? You're saying that Nancy Green was born into slavery. So Aunt Jemima was created by a former slave who created a stereotype of mammy. First of all, I disagree with calling it the mammy character. Let's go with a stereotype house slave, because mammy is a stereotype house slave. Let's just be fair and honest. Now, yes, that is racist. The fact that a former slave created it, that gives me some love. Fucking sweetheart, God bless you for cashing in. You got paid because white people were fucking racist in charge and paid you for being bad people. Again, as I described in the earlier video that I discussed, I was on board with that shit being canceled and renamed back in the 80s. Now, So you can't highlight previous, or I can't highlight screenshots. Some commentators have twisted themselves into knots, trying to suggest that Miss Green's role as one of the first black models, they said African American, hired to promote a major brand suggests that the story is nuanced in some way. It's not. Well, person who shared this, that doesn't mean it's not nuanced. It just means that the nuance there isn't not racist. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. Oh, I hate this. Yes, that is racist. That is racist. You got paid. Sorry, checking something real quick. That doesn't mean it's not nuanced. It just means that the nuance there isn't not racist. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. All right, cool. Got it. Now, yes, shit was racist back then. And a black chick cashed in. Sweet. Now, some people try to argue that, oh, wait, no, a black chick cashed in, that means it's not racist. No. It is still racist. Stop trying to apply the statement to the person who said it. If a fucking person speaks the truth, they speak the fucking truth. Also, people that are like, oh, this should never have existed, and this is a story that shouldn't be told because this story is racist. Well, it's a black person sharing their experiences of racism. Again, cover that in the Aunt Jemima thing, which is actually where this video, or where this comment comes from. The fact that Miss Green could ultimately provide for herself by playing into a white fantasy about how black women ought to look, sound, and behave is less a testament to her own rise as an entrepreneur than it is to how few options for success were available to black women for most of this country's history. Of course, we should honor her success, but Rosa Parks is not. I'm assuming they mean Rosa Parks, she is not. You're wrong, but you're wrong for good, honorable reasons. All right, so how black women should. Miss Green did not write how black women should act, look, feel, behave. No. She gave an exaggerated version of how black people should have looked, acted, blah, blah, blah. And yes, that time period was racist as fuck. But let's not erase Miss Green's shit. She very fucking clearly wrote and created some shit to go, hey, this is how we're supposed to be? Yeah, come on. Come the fuck on. Really? But the stupid racist fucking assholes back then were like, oh, that's how black people are. Print. Publish. 10, 20, 30 years later, people are like, what the fuck? This is so stupid. This movie is so fucking racist. Yes, it is. But let's not delete Miss Green's work on this is a racist fucking movie. Instead, let's put a fucking disclaimer at the beginning going, hey, Miss Green, badass fucking bitch that she was like, oh, yeah, let me tell you how black people are. And bitch got paid to give a stupid, exaggerated version. And racist white people bought it, signed her check, and said, awesome, thank you. And then fucking put out this racist bullshit. So watch this movie and laugh. The Miss Green trolled the shit out of these racist fuckers. Just like 4chan did their okay sign means white power. Let's just laugh at racists. Uncle Ben's isn't much better for a big reason. He carries the name Uncle because black men were common. Yeah. Okay. I hope I covered that properly in this video. If I didn't, then let me use this as a moment now. Auntie was a title earned by house slaves. Well, auntie and uncle were very fucking racist terms. And that's where Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben comes from. Now, I did say, I think, at least in one version of the recording, before editing, I said Uncle has been less attacked because of Uncle Tom and Uncle Ben, and because the uncle had control over the aunt, people are still looking at aunt as the extra oppressed, whereas uncle had power over other slaves. And that's why I don't think uncle is as offensive to people. But I absolutely agree. Both are pretty fucking offensive. Oh, and the Mr. thing. Yes, I understand. I covered this not long ago. I was taught to say Mr., Mrs., ma'am, and that triggers some people, right? It causes some fucking pain and misery to people. Now, yeah, I understand. I do. But in my experience, if someone is honest and says, hey, motherfucker, you said that, I don't fucking like it. If someone is honest and says, then if you give an honest, respectful response, then it's all right. I have to pee. But I fucking clicked on this long ass fucking comment. After this, I'm done. The fact that Miss Green could ultimately provide for herself by playing into a white fantasy. Blah, blah, blah. We should honor her success, but Rosa Parks is not. Oh. Rosa fucking Parks. Rosa Parks was not the first one to stand up for that shit, right? But the first person did not fit personal shit, right? She did not fit the narration. Now, should Rosa Parks have her statues removed because she was number 2? No. What she did was amazing and fantastic. Just because someone else did it just before her, and the charity organization and the intelligent and woke news agencies all agreed, yeah, let's ignore that. Does not take away what Rosa Parks did. Rosa Parks is a symbol of fuck you, segregation is stupid. So, does that make Miss Green they're arguing that makes Miss Green lesser than Rosa Parks because Rosa Parks wasn't benefiting from it. Again, overlooking that Rosa Parks was not the first. And overlooking that Rosa Parks did not get fucking paid afterwards. Overlooking all of that, just the spirit of that statement. Someone sacrificing versus someone giving in and getting paid. Okay. That's the argument. Now, I agree wholeheartedly. Tim Pool's been taking a pretty asshole side on that lately, which is what caused my little Twitter fucking attack, which is what I think brought Mr. Jones to my channel. Which, sir, I am absolutely thankful for that. Your intentions versus the results. Man, let's argue the argument. So, the first person, the one that got fucking arrested and punished and shit on, because fuck you, my ass is pregnant, I am not fucking getting off the bus. Fuck you. We'll call the cops. Call the motherfucking cops. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. I am not fucking giving my spot to a healthy fucking teenage white male. I'm fucking pregnant and working. My fucking feet hurt. My back hurts. Seriously, why the fuck can't he stand? Cops come in, arrest her ass, and it's like, oh, well, she has blah, 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 and she's unmarried and preggo. Yep, fuck her, she's the devil. You know, like canceling someone who wants to bring a story forward about Danny, a Hispanic person who suffered. And I'm sorry, fucking Chachi, you're a Trump supporter. Your fucking heartfelt, important story doesn't matter. Same shit happened then. I'm sorry, you're a fucking preggo, unmarried teen something or another in a record. Fuck off. Go away. And then they had to wait X amount of time till Rosa Parks came along and go, Rosa Parks, and we'll build statues and shit. Now, tearing down her statues, does that make the previous person, does that give them more honor or whatnot? Probably not. Plus, I doubt they're going to tear down Rosa Parks statues because I'm guessing these fuckers don't care about history. But yes, this comment, so far, I'm pretty fucking excited about. So Uncle Ben's, yeah. Oh, and they brought up the Mr. statement. Yeah, fucking. Two of my daughters, them and their sister have a fucking amazing dad. It's not me. Sorry, I don't like the term stepdad. I like the term other dad. And I hope he refers to me as other dad as well. Because, man, fuck a bunch of biology. Like, what the fuck? But I love you, Joey. I am not going to give too much info about your life. He was in a place where there were mixed races from various cultures and locations. And he said he referred to someone as boy. Now, this very, very left-wing liberal lived a very sheltered life and did not know that boy was a racial slur at that time period in that location. Now, there is no fucking way we could label Joey as anything but an open-minded, intelligent, handsome, fucking chubby dude. So yes, comment leaver. Pete, Uncle Ben, yes, people refer to as boy or uncle to avoid extending them the dignity of being referred to as Mr. I get the feeling this is copy paste, but if it is, I'm assuming you wanted a response, and I'm giving that. Everything you said is correct, but my very, very old, over 90, close to 100-year-old grandmother, at the time, she is no longer alive. I have no living grandparents. But very old West Virginia coal mining hillbilly female. She was talking to my kids. Some of my kids. And she was like, yeah, I don't like those earrings. But, you know, you do what you like. You gotta be yourself. I remember how much people used to hate, and then she used a racial slur for black people. And she's like, I never understood that because racial slur for black people, they got some good and some bad. I mean, they're just what they are and how they are, and they're just as negative connotation as white people. And they are just as positive connotation as white people. I think people worried less about skin color and more about what those people were doing, referencing not the skin color, but the actions of all people, then we'd have a lot less problems. But it's an awful lot easier to attack someone because attributes than attack their actions, because a bunch of people on both sides have the same actions. And it's like, all right, you fucking 90-plus-year-old hillbilly, you said a wonderful, beautiful, intelligent, heartfelt, honest, great thing in a terrible, racist fucking way. But that's looking at that time period, because stop focusing on fucking bullshit. But yes, comment writer. The most obvious sign that they are Egger syrup on their faces is that characters who've got makeovers over the years, Aunt Jemima being emancipated from her slave clothes. See, I talked about that. Right. I agree. They took a racist fucking thing, and Auntie Jemima in her slave garments, my actual words in that video. Let's soften that and make it less racist, less, let's give her new clothes and let's, yeah. So, correct. They are not, they're not fucking deleting the past. Changing the name would be the fucking solution, but it deletes the past and it makes it a bunch of attention and makes it really clear that, hey, we fucking used a racial fucking title. We used slave title for our syrup for decades. See, I covered this in my video. I was like, yeah, they should have changed that shit in the 80s. But they fucking waited because they didn't want bad press, to the point where now changing it is going to cause bad press on both sides. People that didn't know, like, what the fuck? That's so racist. And then people that are on the other side who are like, fuck cancel culture. Like, well, okay, yeah, that's racist. But no one fucking commented on it over the last 25, 30, 50 years. So yeah, no one's actually offended by it. Yeah, they just fucking did it in the 80s. Boom. Ugh. Wasn't worth the blowback, according to Scott Buckley. Yes. Very good. Very well fucking stated. In the 80s and 90s, he worked for advertising products. Yes. Back in the 80s, he was like, what the fuck? Dude, let's fix this now. You keep pushing it down the line, eventually it's going to become a thing. But yeah, fuck yeah. Scott fucking Buckley was right. Give that motherfucker a medal and a dozen apologies. The most obvious sign they had Egger syrup on their faces. Yes, they got over the years. Over the years, they softened it and tried to slowly ease people into what? By the way, they were correct, apparently, because as I just said a couple minutes ago, motherfuckers, I'm like, yeah, no one is really offended because you fuckers let it happen for decades. Tragedy around these projects is that fuckers have known for years. Yes. I don't think that's tragic. Oh, fuck, sorry. By the way, that quick image, Donald Trump's wife. Yeah. Immigrant, by the way. I would never say that you can find nude pictures of the First Lady. And I would never say get on Google. But Bing is better. And First Naked, totally naked. First Lady, totally naked. I would never say that. Anyways, yes, the fucking industry knew. They were very, very aware that, man, if we just fucking push it down the road, ignore it, eventually we won't have to deal with it and the next person will. These fucking bottles empty so quickly. Bullshit. Egger syrup. Yeah, I get it. So this commenter says, these racist fucking mascots, they're getting torn down and makeovers, and that's gonna affect the fuckers that designed it. In most of these cases, those people have been dead and buried. The only people that pay attention. So you got three groups of people. You got the, yeah, tear down the fucking evil racist stuff. And you got the, really? You're pissed about that? Fuck you. You're just trying to attack America. I'm voting. And then you got the group of people like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Wait, why is Ulysses S. Grant racist? Wait, what? Why did they tear down the unit from Glory? I thought that was an all-black unit. And a few people are like, oh, Jefferson owned slaves. Washington owned slaves. Oh, General Grant was gifted a slave. Oh, you mean hundreds of years ago these people were racist? How many are going to go, oh, I got to vote for the party that created Don't Ask, Don't Tell? Versus the group of people that go, yeah, those fuckers were really anti-gay back in the past. Thank God we're not there now. From House Negro to Buppy. Comparing Aunt Jemima taking off her slave garment to people stop using this racial slur and replace it with another. Now, okay, you're right. It doesn't make the people less racist. But doesn't that also mean terminology doesn't make someone more racist? Shit's less racist than it was in the 80s when I was in school. We're not done yet, but seriously, motherfuckers have shit themselves over Negro for wrestling names. Dude, it's a fucking Mexican luchadora wrestler, and Negro is Mexican for black. So yeah, stop. By the way, Latinx, stop it. Ooh, I like this one. Claire Huxtable blowout on a dehumanizing slave image kept stock prices from tanking. Oh, sorry. As long as companies remain successful and no pissy activists made too big a fuss, then logos, yeah. If slapping pearl earrings and a Claire Huxtable blowout on a dehumanizing slave image kept stock prices from tanking, then so be it. See, I'm glad I reread that, because I took that totally differently. All right, so corporations going, hey, let's make this less black. Sorry, I don't know how much noise that made. So a corporation saying, hey, let's not fucking make this super black. It's just, it's a character, happen to have this race. Yeah. Is that racist? Yes. To a certain level, absolutely. Now, compare the racism to the benefit and the time period. Yeah. Still pretty fucking racist. But man, so someone I was dating fucking bitched about Barney Miller. Because I was like, yeah, Ron fucking Harris, Detective Harris. Well, yeah. Because Ron Glass portraying an intelligent, well-dressed, cultured black man had some racist shit in it. Should we delete all the good stuff and the progress that Ron Glass made? No. But yes, there's some racism. Deleting it, I covered this in the Aunt Jemima is in the title for the video. I go over Gone with the Wind. Instead of deleting it, I think putting up a fucking, before the movie starts, hey, so you'll notice these words and these phrases and these actions and blah, blah, blah. At this time period, the good people working towards this were still pretty racist. So this person thought they were doing good by saying and doing this. Yeah. All right. If you are a manufacturer and there are entire exhibits at the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia, please, I hope that's not a real museum, devoted to the kinds of images you have used on your products for generations, Maybe it's time to rethink your approach and listen to the black people in the room. Or for starters, hire one. All right. I like most of that. Maybe not listen to the black person in the room, because I'm not sure how many black people you're around, in how many locations you're around. But yeah, all black people don't think the same thing. But yes, I agree with everything he said. I just think there's a little bit of racism, a little bit of fucking wokeness in that. But yes, abso-fucking-lutely. Let's not do that. How about we just fucking acknowledge right there, this is what it is, when it is, why it is. That time period, not the same as now. Conservative news site The Blaze referred to the updates as social justice makeover, suggesting that the decision to update the brands reflects a cave to social pressure. I would posit that it's not a cave and actually a reset to the way things should have been all along. There are probably many people for whom one of the only regular images of a black person got it. Now, I see that. But instead of deleting and removing, how about we say, hey, check this shit out. There's some good, but there's some bad. Now, George Lucas in his fucking special edition bullshit. I am still pissed at him. And people argue, well, he made the movies, he wrote and directed, he has every right to re-edit those. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. But why won't he allow the theatrical versions, the original versions, out on DVD? Why? Because the fans reacted like little fucking angry bitches, and he responded like a little angry bitch. So no, let's not fucking delete Gone with the Wind. Let's fucking share Gone with the Wind. Let's fucking show it in fucking classrooms and then have discussions. So it's like, okay, so these people aren't Satan, but how about we all discuss the shit about them that is awful, and the time period they're in, and how much progress has been made, and these fuckers in 1840 would have been hung as progressive. And then in 1890 would have been called evil racist. Come on, they were somewhat pretty fucking racist assholes who had some good ideas they passed on to make the next generation less racist assholes. Claire Huxtable blowout on the... Yeah. Okay, so yes, Claire Huxtable fucking tried to share a woke fucking image message. The Cosby Show had a fucking woke episode, and advertisers shit themselves, and it lost money. And that fucking made all the studios go, oh, no more woke. Well, yeah. Should have been a lesson. Should have been, okay. That shit did not respond. People did not like that. Now, shoving it down their throats isn't going to fix it. No. Making Ron Harris a fucking classy, intelligent, possibly fruity police detective in 1978, not the setting when it was filmed and released. Black man, people are like, okay, look at Southland. Like, there were some debates. I think he's gay. No, he can't be gay because of this and that. Yeah, but he's gay because of this and this. At no point was it presenting a character as this is my sexuality, my race, my religion. Now you can decide whether you like me or not. No. It was just, all right, Michael Cuditz is playing a fucking character. And eventually he had to fucking step in and go, hey, they're still fucking arguing whether I'm gay or not. Can we just fucking announce it? So yes, as time has proven, yeah, coming out as gay or being woke receives punishment. But pushing it causes a backlash. Trust me, fucking 20 years ago, 18 years ago, I was all about pushing this. Fuck you, I don't give a shit. Pass this law. And then years later, Obama was like, nope. I might be a black Democrat. First black president ever, but yeah, I don't want to make a civil rights decision and allow gay people to marry. Let's wait till second term and then have the Supreme Court do it so I can't be blamed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did enough site directs. Put another way, if you are a manufacturer and there are entire exhibits at the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia, like I said before, man, I really hope that's a real museum because the creationist one is real. I know Rand Paul gave some rallies there, and a bunch of people that are like all libertarian and go, oh, Rand Paul, he's not right wing. In the state of Kentucky, yeah, he sided with the bitch. Sorry, Kim Davis. I got stories about Kim Davis. So yeah, Rand Paul was like, oh, dinosaurs walk the earth with humans because I need to be reelected in Kentucky. So yes, I've been to the Creationist Museum. I'm a heterosexual, but I would totally be willing to bang a drag queen at the Creationist Museum because fuck you. Shit's stupid. By the way, clip this and oh fuck yeah. This is live stream. So yeah, clip this. It will totally come back to bite me in the ass. Although when I said bang, I meant I would top. I would actually prefer not banging males, but for future context, anyone that does this, yeah, I said bang, not get banged. Man. Yeah, I'm not gonna bang any dudes. Alright, fine. If sorry, I don't have a punchline for that. I would bang Freddie Mercury. So if someone digs up his corpse and brings it, then sure. And it's a forced punchline, but it works. So, Jim, yes. The retired images aren't that offensive on their face, and I, like many other black people, do not go to bed at night distraught by the indignity of pancake syrup. Many of us tried to focus more on, say, not getting shot by the police. But that's not the point. However, a slave on syrup here, crayons that erase the existence of most people on the planet there. Fuck you. And after decades, you began a nagging suspicion that your humanity just matters ever so slightly less to white people. So goodbye, Aunt Jemima. You in America had a good run. Besides, I always preferred real maple syrup. Anyways. Alright. Ooh, that's a lot to unpack. Yes. Aunt Jemima, racist. Go to bed tonight distraught by the indignity of pancake syrup. No. No one cares. That's the argument that so many people make. They get shit on as, oh, you're a white supremacist. No, I just think no one gives a shit about pancake syrup. Yeah. Being scared of police shooting you because you're black. Oh, I'm gonna get canceled. I don't believe in systemic racism. Now, I believe systemic racism was a thing. And then it turned into systemic classism. Right? So they fucking, as they talk about the tour in St. Louis. Yeah, it's not about race. It's about your cash flow. The war on crime became the war on poverty. Now, to piss off the Republicans, the war on crime was initially the war on black people. Now, to piss off the Democrats, it was the Democrats that created the war on black people. And it's pretty decently made. I don't like the narration skips, but Free State of Jones, yeah. The whole black people vote Republican, so let's just not allow Republican votes. That's truth. That's history. It's what's going to piss off the Democrats. But yes, they could not be, oh, we can't ignore black votes. What we can do is say, oh, Republicans vote here, Democrats vote here. And then, oh, no one turned in the Republican votes. Aww. Now, while there were racist intentions at that point, they did not say black people can't vote. They found a way around it. Racist fucking thoughts turned into tribalism between the two parties. Now, St. Louis, it was like, oh, well, if you can't pay this super cheap bill for bail, then you go to jail. Oh, you reach your time limit. Let's move you to the next jail. And they just fucking rotated you around. And it was a way to fucking throw black people in jail forever. Because, they weren't wearing a seatbelt. Does St. Louis throw black people in jail now for fucking 4 times the punishment because they're black? No. But that super fucking racist thought they get to apply to poor people all the time. All right. I'm working on it. By the way, House Negro to Puppy, that's a very regional specific thing. If you are a manufacturer and there are exhibits at the, again, Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia, devoted to the kinds of images that you use for your products. Got it? then you're an asshole. But that's not the point. A slave on syrup here that erases the existence of most people on the planet there. Nagging suspicion that... Alright. I'm wrapping this up. And then I'm gonna fucking see any fucking responses. In 2020, it is so fucking easy to look at a statement or a phrase or a picture or a what the fuck ever and go, yeah, cancel that fucker. Oh, okay. I was on Twitter less than a year, possibly 6 months, maybe more. And people that did not want to argue my statement were like, he retweeted or he liked. Oh, you don't want to talk about the specific thing. Nope. You want to attack me as a person. Oh, shit. Man, we can break everyone down. Good ideas are good ideas. Good math solutions are good math solutions. Des Bryant caught the ball. Czechoslovakian wolfhounds are awesome. I'm not going to get one because I'm too lazy and I travel too much to give them the exercise they need and the bonding they need. And if you're vegan, don't get one. Don't own a dog, period. All right. I think that covers everything. Let me check this real quick. Dude, Mr. Jones, I've been fucking giving you time and time. All right. I got no reason to stay on. Let's make this the closing. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit what you think, how you feel. If you treat me with respect, I will treat you with respect. And we can absolutely have a conversation. Public, online, to the world. If I'm giving a platform to a monster, yeah. If he's a monster, then he should have a platform. Because we need to make sure that his shit is put out so that people can go, oh shit, you're a monster. Alright, anyways. Fucking Panda wants me to apologize. Why? Fine. I shared some beauty products I use. I do not endorse whatever those fuckers believe. Beard balm by beard guys. I don't know what they believe. Don't know what they think. They make a thing that I rub in my beard and it's soft and it smells good. English leather. I don't know what the company believes, but it smells good. And I put it on my neck, and people constantly just fucking cling to me and just lick me and snuggle me. It's a little dangerous. Don't worry, I'm not going to sue you, Old English. And I'm not guaranteeing that if you use Old English, women will attack you and lick you. But it worked for me. Alright. Fucking refreshing one more time. Alright. So we're gonna probably ignore the views and just look at comments, and yes, this won't be deleted. Not sure if I'm gonna edit stuff and put out another one. But to a particular person from Thailand, yeah, that was pretty uncool. Doctoring fucking text messages. Maybe next time you should. Doesn't matter. It's not like I hide the fact that I'm totally on board with banging lady boys. Just gotta be a certain age. Also, you can't be blonde. I don't do blonde. I'm sorry. You gotta be over 18. You can't be blonde. And, for God's sake, when I say teapot, I gave you instructions beforehand. You know what to do. Yeah, I totally should have ended this stream 4 minutes ago.